What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're new,
What's up?
in today's video I'm coming to you guys with my September wrap-up. Okay, so if you're not new to this and you're true to this, then you already know how my wrap-ups go. But if you are new, don't worry, I'll let you know how I do it. Pretty much I start off with my DNFs, and then I head into my 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, all the way up until my 5 stars, and that's pretty much how I organize my wrap-ups and stuff. So let me just say, I did not read a lot of books September, and honestly it's really because I didn't start reading until maybe September 14th. So I think all the way up to the 14th I wouldn't necessarily say I was in a reading slump, but it just wasn't hitting for your girl at that moment. So your girl just really wasn't reading like that. But once it got to the 14th, I did have 2 books that I ended up DNFing, and I only finished 3 books. But let me say this, none of the books that I finished are under 4 stars. You feel me? So I feel like I still did a good month. Even though I only read 3 books, they all are above 4 stars. So round of applause for that, because I would rather read not a lot of books but have amazing reads than read a lot of books and I have some 2-star, 3-star books, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, so with all that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and hop right into the video. Alright, you guys, so the first book I'm gonna start off with is the first DNF that I had this month. Was that the first one? No, it wasn't. I tried to put my books in order so I could just pick them up and go, but I got my 2 DNFs mixed up. So this is actually the first book that I DNF'd this month, and it is Take Off by Evelyn Sola. Let me say, okay, I DNF'd this at page 83, right in the middle of a chapter. Didn't even wait to finish the chapter. That's crazy, because usually I'll try to push through to the next chapter and then just DNF it there. But I think the main reason why I didn't DNF it, because I told myself if the main female character said one more damn thing about this certain topic, I wasn't going to continue reading. And sure enough, she said it again. Therefore I just DNF'd it right there, because I was like, no, that's not going to work for me. Because, okay, first off, Take Off is a basketball romance. It's a single dad trope. I don't even want to say enemies to lovers, really. She's just a grump. It's like Grumpy Sunshine type thing with her, where she kind of she doesn't find him attractive and stuff like that. First of all, she doesn't want to date a man who has a kid. That's that. Then she doesn't want to date athletes. Okay. And then here's the third thing, which made me DNF this book, because to me it takes away from the romance part if you already feel a way about this person in this sense. Let me just explain. So this is an interracial relationship type basketball sport romance, single dad trope, blah blah blah. So the main female character is a black New Yorker, and then the main male character is a white Southern boy who is now in New York because he plays for that basketball team that's based in New York. But it's called something different. I don't know what the name is. I forgot. But bam, I think he's either from Alabama or Texas. He's somewhere from one of them southern states, okay? Anyways, so it's maybe, I want to say 3 times. I want to say 3 times she mentions this, because I feel like I said I gave her 3 strikes and she's fucking out. And 3 times she had stated how she wouldn't date a white man because she's all about that black love.
Oh my god.
Why we hear that? I don't understand why this book was even created. If you're gonna make the main character constantly say how she's all about that black love, then you need to have her with a black significant other. Why even force this? It doesn't even make any type of sense to me. And the simple fact for me, like I said, it takes away from the romance if you're constantly being told by the main female character that she's not gonna like him all because of his race. How exactly are you going to try to flip this to where she does now find him attractive, and then you start this romance and this romantic relationship and shit, without me thinking that she's just settling? Because we see 2 instances of her trying to get her quote unquote black love, and one of them called her a bitch on the date, and then the other one was toxic as fuck. One of her ex-fiance, who they ended up breaking off, calling off the engagement, or calling off the relationship. I'm not sure if it was fiance or relationship, just dating, or whatever the case may be. But all I remember, she talked about how he sent her an invitation to his wedding to another girl, pretty much trying to throw it in her face. So those are 2 instances of where you were dating black men, and that's what happened to you. So I'm just when is it not clicking?
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
There's times
when.
Like, maybe you might need to open up them options. I don't know. But her constantly saying that 3 damn times, only on page, what, 83? It was a no for me. Because it's like, you're not about to flip this into some type of romantic story if she's constantly saying that over and over again. It got on my fucking nerves, and it's not giving romance. And I mean, you could try and flip it, but to me, it would always look like she's trying to settle. So at that point, I don't want to read it no more, and therefore it's not romantic, and it's not romance, so therefore I DNF'd it. So again, that's Take Off by Evelyn Sola. I wanted to read this because at the time that I got this, I was really in my sports romance era. Mind you, I have yet to read any sports romances, and you know, I had like bought quite a bit of them because I did an unboxing of those books. And I unboxed this one as well. But yeah, DNF it, didn't like it. Wouldn't recommend it just for that instance, that thing right there. I wouldn't recommend it either. But yeah, that's that book. So going into the next book, I have, this is gonna be funny because I showed this on my communities tab, but this is Harry Potter Goblet of the Fire. This is the 4th book in the series. I DNF'd it at chapter like 2, no, chapter 3, because I read chapter 2. So I DNF'd it at chapter 3. So I had only gotten to like 25 pages in before I DNF'd it. It was no specific reason why I DNF'd this book. It wasn't because I wasn't enjoying it. I love the Harry Potter series so far. I read the first 3, gave them all 5 stars. And I actually heard that this was everyone's favorite. So I'm really excited for this one. I DNF'd it simply because I just felt like I think I've discovered that I am a mood reader, and I thought I was in the mood for it until I found out I actually wasn't in the mood for this. So then I was like, no. And it's so crazy because I showed you guys on my communities tab, well, not communities tab, excuse me, my shorts. I did a short of what I was reading right now, and this was that book, and I didn't even finish it. I DNF'd it. So that happened. But let me say this much. I am actually currently reading this as of right now because I am recording a reading challenge, and also I showed you guys this in my fall TBR. So I am actually reading it. I picked it back up, and so I am now on chapter 4, page 39, because I started picking this back up earlier this morning, like around 1 a.m., 12 a.m., something like that, and I read chapter 3 all into 4, and it was really late, so I didn't continue reading, but I am going to pick this back up today and continue reading some more. So I am currently reading this right now, so best believe, I'm not saying you might, I'm saying you will see this in my October wrap up, because I'm going to finish it. And hopefully I can read all the books this month because I want to actually finish the Harry Potter series. But yeah, so again, this Harry Potter Goblet of Fire. This is by J.K. Rowling, and yeah, I'm going to finish this month, October, because I'm recording this October 2nd. So yeah. Okay, so now we're getting into the books that I actually finished read in September. They have a rating, and like I told you guys earlier in this video, your girl don't have no rating lower than 4 stars because I was eating good. I was eating delicious. Okay, it was just scrumptious, delicious, finger licking good. I was eating good this month. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the lowest rating, which is 4 stars, and that's coming in Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. As you guys know, I did a reading vlog of this on my channel. So if you guys want like my full detailed review of this book, then you can go ahead and check out that video. I'll put it up in the cards up here. I'll put it up here so you guys can check it out and see. But I gave it 4 stars, I think, because originally I did have this since 2020, and I guess you could say I DNF'd it for almost 3 years because I actually started reading it when I first got it, but it was very triggering for me, so I ended up just DNF'ing it. Came back to it like 2 years later, and I think because I DNF'd it, I felt like I guess I wanted to see if my opinion of it would change for the reason why I DNF'd it, and it kind of sort of didn't, but I got through it, pushed through it, and when it got to the end, it really like helped bump it up to 4 stars, because originally I think I was like at 3.5 at one point, then I was at 3.75, and then when I read the ending, the last sentence, it bumped it up to 4 stars. I've learned a little like thing about Tiffany D. Jackson and like her books, because they're kind of like a mystery thriller element to them, and I kind of understood a little bit of her, like how she like formats her books and stuff, and how they're all kind of connected and similar, and like the reveal of the big secret and everything like that in her books. And so when we found out something at the end of this book, I really loved that, because from the whole middle to close to the end, I was just kind of like, ugh, enchanted. Please, 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 baby, please, 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 okay? But at that end, at that end, it's like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to give you 4 stars. I have to bump you up a little bit from 3.75 to 4. So that's why Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson is 4 stars, and it's pretty much just about Enchanted and Corey Fields. It's a if you want to know synopsis in my more in-depth detail and like review, which may be different. I don't know if I gave a rating for this in that vlog, but this I recorded after that, so I had time to sit on it. So this is like the most accurate rating and what I put in my reading journal. My reading journal is 4 stars. So whatever rating I gave it in that video, it ain't right, but what I had to say about it is. So if you want to, you know, in detail about how I felt about it, then go ahead and check out that video. But yep, that's Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, coming in at 4 stars. Alrighty, guys, so the next book that's coming in at 4.75 stars is none other than, and you guys will actually see this most likely next week, because it's a long video. This is the part of the reading challenge that I'm doing also with Goblet of Fire by Harry Potter. Not by Harry Potter, but you get what I'm saying. You'll see this in that video because I read this during this challenge as well, and I finished it in the challenge. It is Ace of Spades, coming in at 4.75 stars. Okay, let me tell you this. The more I thought about it, the more I see, this is why I don't like to give ratings. I might have given a rating in that video. You guys will see like next week, but hopefully I didn't. But if I did, just know that this video is the actual like accurate like rating for this book, because again, I had time to sit on it and like think. I've learned that when I want to record videos or reading vlogs, I want to maybe wait and then like come at the very end and give my official rating of a book, because I feel like if I do it right then, sometimes I'm a little too eager, or I may be a little too pissed off about something, so I might rate it either a little too high or a little too low. I have to like digest it, if you know what I mean, you know. And this was that book, because I knew it was going to be in the 4-star area. I just didn't know what it was going to be. If it was going to be 4-star, 4.5, 4.25. I ain't never rated nothing 4.25, but I was just like, it's something, because I just knew that I enjoyed this more than Grown, so I knew it had to be higher, but I just didn't know what it was. And I knew it wasn't going to be a 5-star for the simple fact of the ending. It's something about these endings. It's either going to make or break a book for me, and this kind of broke it in the sense that I didn't like how there were so many questions that needed to be answered in this book. There was so many things that were left unanswered about certain characters that I would have liked to know about. Like Dre, who else? Did Belle ever reach out to Chi? Did Chi and Devin ever go to the colleges they wanted to go to? Cause we know they're, I ain't trying to spoil nothing, but did they ever go to the colleges they wanted to go to? Who the hell was watching Devin's brothers? Because Devin was never there, and his mama had 3 jobs, so who the fuck was watching them kids? What else? Where were the fucking parents, low-key? Like, where were the parents of Chi and Devin? Like, I felt like they were, especially Chi, like, I guess they were, like, doctors and shit like that, so they couldn't really be at the house like that, but it just kind of seemed like, where were they? You know? Also, Terrell, where was his sister? You know? Because they mentioned his sister. Did Terrell even go to school? Like, yeah, like, honestly, truly, I don't know. Oh no, they answered that question on why. Okay, so we're gonna make that pass. Also, Devin had a friend, whatever happened to his motherfucking ass? What else? I got so many questions. Oh, Devin's dad, I'm not trying to spoil it, but like, what the fuck happened with him? As to, like, you know, if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm asking. You feel me? I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just saying, like, certain things, it was just so many things that I wanted to understand and still get the answer to that were not given at the very end. But at the same time, I still did enjoy the ending with Chi and you know who. I enjoyed that. Also, who the fuck is Mia? I had to look up who Mia was. But I just feel like I wish that was like explained to us who that was, instead of me having to look up who Mia was, or just having, I guess, context clues. But at the same time, it was just like certain things just were not explained at the end. It kind of felt a little forced and rushed. And that really was the only thing that was a con. Even though at some points I did mention in that video, you guys will see that I did not like Chi. She was such a bitch. She was a bitch 24/7. But I think it made sense because of like her upbringing and her character. It made sense. And Devin, baby, was crying every clip, every scene he was crying, and it made sense. Well, I don't know. I had some feelings about the characters and shit like that, but I think at the end, as I digested the book and the story, and I constantly kept thinking about this story, it came in at 4.75. So I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. It was a really good one. And she has another one coming out in 2024. So that, best believe I'm going to pick up that book from her and read that. I'm really excited for that one. So yes, that's Ace of Spades by Verida. Y'all know I never pronounce, I never say the name, but here you go. That's what the name looks like. So yeah. And last but not least, the last book that I have for you guys in this video, and that is none other than a 5-star read. Highly recommend. This book made me go on a Tiffany D. Jackson binge. I kind of spoiled it, so you guys know who the author is. She has quite a few books, so maybe I'll say I'm gonna give you a little minute to try to guess which book is 5 stars. You might know if you again watch my shorts and stuff and my communities tab. You might know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know, coming in at 5 stars, my top read of September is none other than Monday's Not Coming. Okay. Oh my fucking gosh. When I say had your girl crying at page 36, I was crying early on in this book. I was crying in the middle, and I was crying at the fucking end. I kid you not, I was literally thinking about this book this morning because I knew I was going to record this video today, and I was actually crying in the bathroom a little bit as well, rethinking about this book because it's just so good. And let me say this, I understood certain parts as to like why some people may have not liked it because of the formatting and the way that she like kind of explained it. But let me tell you something, when you finally understand the reason why she explained it that way, it's like a real big ribbon on top of it, and it makes so much fucking sense. When you really, let me tell y'all this, okay? I highly recommend you read this if you haven't, and let me just give you guys a heads up. When you finally understand what the before and the after actually means, you'll see how it all just connects. Because that was my thing. When I was reading this, I was like, I don't really understand, because that's like how she introduces the next chapter. She'll either say the before, the after, 1 year before the before, 2 years before the before, and then you have a later on, which is only 1 chapter at the very end of the book, so you're not gonna worry about that one. She'll have that as a way to separate the chapters and stuff like that. So when you, like, when I was reading, I low-key didn't understand. I was like, what is the before and what is after? Like, what does that actually mean? But when I finally understood what it meant, everything connected. Like, everything, the dialogue that was happening in the after versus the dialogue that was happening in the before, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. And when it all ties together, you're like, damn, that was a fucking good book. Because she really did some crazy psychological type shit with this. Honestly, I ain't gonna cat with you. This is also a mystery thriller type thing. And baby, when I say the thriller, let me say this about Tiffany D. Jackson. She gets the thriller down to a T. Now, as far as mystery, especially in grown, I didn't really consider that like a mystery, low-key. I don't know. It just wasn't mystery for me. But thriller, she ain't playing. You can't play on her name with thriller. She gets that down pat. And I definitely think thristery. I just created a new word, y'all. Thriller and mystery was done perfectly. Chef kiss in this book, and that's why I highly recommend it, and that's why it's coming in at 5 stars this month, y'all. Monday's Not Coming was that book. That I'm still thinking about that book and Ace to this day. Like it's chef kiss. So yes, so again, I read 3 books. Monday's Not Coming, Ace of Spades, and Grown. Those are 3 books that I ended up finishing this month. All 4 stars and up. 4, 4.75, and 5 stars. And then the 2 books that I DNF was Takeoff and then Goblet of Fire. But I'm currently reading this right now, so it's okay, because I'm about to hop back into that. But yeah. So with all that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's pretty short, but yeah, I didn't read that much. But don't worry, October is probably going to be packed, because it's October 2nd and your girl's reading, so we're gonna get through it. But yes, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you turn on your notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.